What's up, guys? Vince Ryder here, and welcome back to another Vince Talk. And pretty much, I should get familiar of where to record, especially in this new house that I'm in. It's doing good, it's doing wonders, but it's not really the best kind of place to set everything up in a ways. I'm trying to really figure out how to stream and do because I did promise, right? I did promise that hey. When I move to a new place, I am gonna do a lot of interviews, which is still true if I can find a place, either the garage or something like that, because it's only like in Tuesdays or Wednesdays that I'm free to record anything during all that day. But the other days, it's a long story, but I can't. Other than that, what's up? How's everyone? I hope the freaking dishwasher. I'm doing dishes, so hopefully that the dishwasher is not too annoying. Other than that, there is a party in the background, so you might hear some whoa, kids just going crazy. They have like this thing called a gaming truck, which I never thought exists. Like somebody literally had put all the gaming systems, and it's on a truck. It's just Google it. Pretty much it's called a gaming truck. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know if it's common in other countries. Here in the U.S., of course it would, have a gaming truck because everything has to be a truck. And you just play games on a full display of like on a vehicle that holds those games. I feel like there's other like gaming companies that actually did that. They had a truck or something. I believe that Red Bull did something like that. Red Bull Gaming. I don't know. Maybe it was Ninja that. What did he bring? It was in Germany. And Ninja was there. Had a freaking Fortnite party, but it was like a mobile freaking house on wheels that you can drive anywhere. And they had a party in there. It's not only a gaming truck, but it's also like a hub, like a chill like clubhouse on wheels. It's weird. I don't know what they're doing there in Europe. But damn, they go crazy. But of course that's Red Bull. Red Bull goes crazy. Red Bull sponsor me, please. But yeah. New place, new things. Pretty much. I wonder how's everyone doing. How's your Valentine's? Was your Valentine's good? Was it all good in the hood? Just let me know. Pretty much tell me on Discord. Okay, follow me there. What's up? But yeah, my Valentine's was boring. Let me tell you, it was just a usual day. It was a Tuesday. I call it a Tuesday. Listen, I try to say happy single awareness, and every time I did try to say that, people make fun of me. Single awareness? What is that? It's single. Shout out to all the single fathers, single mothers. Just giving them love. It's not freaking putting out a sign out there and making a protest or something like that. You got freaking Pride Month, and you're doing things, and I'm doing things in pride, that we're proud of. Why not be proud being a single mother, single father, or being single, going through relationships that you've been broken, especially with this trend of self-love. Why? Come on, just give it up for the single. Shout out to all the single fathers, single mothers out there. Shout out to the ones that are single, that are unfortunately single, just like me. Hey, I'm with you, okay? I used to be in a relationship a long time ago. I have no problem sharing that, but let me tell you, it's we are trying to actually we are climbing up mountains here. I don't know, it just feels like it. But yeah, it's all singles pretty much. And listen, that's kind of like, I feel like Valentine's Day with this whole love thing. Valentine's is mostly for the people that have couples, that have like someone they love. Okay, happy Valentine's, baby. That kind of thing. I know it's easy just to treat it like any usual day. But that's every day itself. Why can't we just make Valentine's something special, something, more than just couples, I can't believe I'm saying this, inclusion of it, you know what I mean? But that's just, what I feel of Valentine's sometimes. I guess I'm recreating Valentine's. I recreate a lot of things whenever, especially a lot of animes, I sometimes recreate in my mind, like, is that how it goes? And speaking of animes, I've been watching a few here and there that I'm going to talk about in the animation news. But other than that, as my dishes are washing, I honestly have no idea if you could hear it. I'm far away from the dishwasher, but I feel like it's loud enough where you can hear the, and it's just, I don't know. It could be bothersome for some people, but maybe not. I don't know. But, this is just the kinks that I need to work with in this new house, if you know what I mean. Why did I say kings? Yeah, let's talk about some news. Just a couple. I heard that the CEO of YouTube is stepping down. What's that about? What's going on with that? YouTube, like YouTube itself is going crazy, and a lot of people are worried about because of Susan stepping down, Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, and she's about to be just a normal person like everyone else, like to which she is, and she is stepping down for some reason. I honestly don't know because I'm not an official freaking news channel. And most of you that, if I make anything other than boyfriends or webtoons, you usually would not, watch this video. But I appreciate you if you do. But it's like she's stepping down for something. I don't know what it is. It could be, because many complaints of people had over the years of YouTube and how it's getting like stressful each, minute of actually making that happen. The thing is that like I try to understand like it could be something that is more obvious than what we're hearing in the news about of something of some sort. But then again, I'm just here to let you know, yes, I'm very aware. I somewhat self-aware about the whole Susan Wojcicki stepping down, but I don't know why, honestly. I don't know. I think I'm more knows this of more of like Twitter compared to YouTube, especially Elon just dumping all his tweets. Like everything in Twitter is just Elon, this, that, and I'm just like, shut up, Elon. Can you just, well, like, do you have anything else to share other than like he's going at it with the freaking memes and like comments, and he's bored. Elon's bored. Speaking of Elon, I saw this freaking video on TikTok, and also TikTok is still up. I'm not sure when they're going to be closed down or banned or whatever. It seems like many people are not really bothered by it because it hasn't happened and there's no announcement that it's closing down or whatever. And I know that a lot of people have something against TikTok. I don't care what you say about TikTok. It's just my entertainment, watching I discover a lot of new music out there because of TikTok. And also it gets me in the mood of actually doing my kind of content whenever I have TikTok, and whenever I put some, they have some trends here and there. The whole like, ooh girl, where you going? Kind of, that thing from this artist that I don't know. Like I tend to use that a lot of my videos sometimes. It just gives me good material. And and also entertainment and dances and stuff like that. And yeah, even though if TikTok is gone, I probably wouldn't be too butthurt about it. I'm just like, well, it's gone. Looks like I just got to spend most of my time on Twitter, on YouTube, whoop-de-doo. But when is it gone? I just feel like, is it gone or not? It's kind of like always in a gray area. That's the same thing, like back to Elon, with his whole thing about buying Twitter or not. Okay, are you going to buy it or not? Where's the silver lining here? And pretty much like there was this guy in TikTok that really does look like Elon. Like he's just like I believe he's like a Chinese version. Like he had an accent that's like, I'm just like, man, you just don't speak any English at all in his first word something. And then he makes a reference to Dogecoin or like it's crazy. I'm looking at this video like, damn, this guy really does look like Elon. Oh my gosh. Like what is like he just looks like, it's just that he doesn't sound like him, but man, he looks like him. I don't know what kind of technology they're using. I keep hearing this thing about like AIs are going to replace the universe or something, and how that's going to be like, what is that world going to look like with AIs just especially replacing, from what I heard, replacing relationships or something. I'm not sure if that's a reference to Replica, that app that actually, have an AI friend, or, that you can react to whenever you open the app. But a lot of talk is going around about AIs, about how they're like replacing humans, replacing jobs. I think I saw like a video about that. I'm so sorry. I feel like I saw a video of that and somewhere on the internet where they're like replacing, jobs and stuff like that. And, from this person that is a model and also is like, going into investigation. She's a model, but she also works for some kind of intelligence or whatever. just to actually get the in-depths of like, AI technology or anything else basically. And I've been hearing about it, all over from the news or something. And it's just like, I wonder if it is going to be true, if the AI is like, because maybe it is replacing many people in the future. Maybe it's something like that is going to happen. I don't know, but it could be not. I mean, the future can only tell. But speaking of the future, let's go into some gaming of what the future is for gaming itself, because I got a couple gaming news to talk about. I got a couple things that I really want to actually just share and showcase and just true my mouth and also true the mouths of the freaking dishwasher because he got something to say. Anyways, yeah, sorry if you hear that in the background. There's nothing I can do. The thing about me, here, I want to give you a little fun fact about me. I don't know what it is. I feel like my ears are so powerful. I can hear almost anything. That's why when I said like, oh, there's a party, but then it's like, blocks away, but still loud because I can hear the voices or something. What is up with this feeling that I have? Like, what's up with me? Okay, that's what I just want to ask. What's up with me? What's up with me when it comes down to actually feeling sounds that, I feel like, far away, like I can feel the bass of certain voices of who they are. I recognize my uncle's voice because of how very bassy it is, to the point where I would play a game. I would have earphones on. I would be doing homework or whatever and play loud music, just for focus sake. And then I would hear a voice. I'm like, oh, that's my uncle. Okay, he's visiting. That kind of deal. Also, I forgot to really mention this. I'm supposed to mention the animation news, but F it, I'm going to mention it now, okay? So, Ray, I want to get to the boyfriends before we get into the gaming stuff. Ray, the creator of Boyfriends, he did something for Valentine's, and I thought it was a freaking Boyfriends episode drop. But I was wrong. It was like a merch drop. What is happening? What is happening? And this is where I get into the rants about Boyfriends. When does it come back? It feels like it's never coming back. When does it? Okay, for crying out loud, like Ray hasn't posted anything in the freaking like updates of like episodes, not giving you 2 Fs about anything about the updates. Like I'm just waiting for Boyfriends. When is it gonna come back? Listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's not caring at all. Maybe he's putting stuff in 18 plus, and there's nothing I can do about it. I know there's many other webtoons out there that are way better than Boyfriends. I guarantee you, but it's ridiculous at this point. It's the same thing when I talk about the gray area. Everyone's always in the freaking gray area. I know I am. I'm guilty of it, especially political wise. I'm in the gray area. But it's like, are you gonna can you just give us an update? Can you let us know like what's going on with Boyfriends? It's like, it's the same thing when it comes down to not caring about your own family and when they give you this and that. Sometimes you gotta be thankful, you gotta actually, at least support and cherish those, take it with great gratitude or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to actually compare that to is like, Webtoon. Webtoon created Boyfriends, and pretty much it seems like Ray just doesn't care. Just doesn't care. When does it come back? I don't freaking know. It's the same thing with the Has-Been Hotel effect, okay? Has-Been Hotel is coming back this year. I guarantee you that. I'm very excited for it. But it's on summer. The thing is that it's been silent for like almost 3 years. And we haven't heard nothing about, Has-Been Hotel. The same feeling that I feel when it comes down to Boyfriends. I know other webtoons had that as well, that hiatus. I believe that Tower of God actually had that, even though I'm not in that fandom in any sense. But it's like, this is getting ridiculous. What is going on with Boyfriends? The only thing Boyfriends content related is through Ray's Twitter, where he's posting like different things like, oh, here's, this remake of this and this, prep and goth and ooh, look at that. Is that Felix? Is that, Vincent, aka Jock? Like, what is happening? I'm still waiting for the episodes or some update. Anything in the Fast Pass. Anything going on. Is it going to be on Patreon or not? Like, it's so confusing. I'm sick of it. Okay? I literally was so pissed when I was like, oh, yeah, it's a merch drop. It's not a freaking Boyfriends app. And I was really hyping my subscribers. I was hyping my subscribers with that post that I made about like, oh, Boyfriends coming up. Boyfriends coming up this Valentine's. Nah, there's none. I'm just like, are you serious? I've been waiting so long. There's nothing. Like, oh my God, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like seriously, Zootopia's coming back, and Boyfriend's not. The free like Ruby Volume 9 came back. Okay, I haven't watched it though, but freaking Boyfriends isn't. Listen, I'm at this point I'm switching up the schedule because I already brought up all these animation stuff, and I'm blabbering about it. But man, when does Boyfriends come back? When does it? When, like, is there any info? Is the hate getting to him? There has to be some truth. I feel like Ray, I just don't know what it is. I never talked to Ray. I never met him. I don't know if he watched my videos. I don't know if he watched my videos when Boyfriends was one of the biggest kind of like, reads, reactions in YouTube from me, where I react to it. And then pretty much it's one of the most highest, like, viewed videos in my channel. But does he watch those? Does he know? Like this guy Vince? Like, everything. Listen, there's something about Webtoon sometimes where I feel so alone, where I feel like I'm not supported, I'm not appreciated. Not to say that I need to be, but it's like I just don't feel like, I have this thing, this same thing with the ambassadorship. Am I or am I not ambassador? I cannot give you that answer because I have no idea. I don't know if I'm an ambassador or not. I don't know if I'm an influencer. I really don't know. I could be a ghost in the Webtoon base, okay? I just don't. I'm saying a lot of things. I'm saying a lot of things. I'm just in that mood, I've been, pretty much a lot of times when you don't have a therapist, you got to actually make one when it comes down, especially for this VinzTalk. That's why this VinzTalk is so important. These videos of me rambling and whatever is important because it gives you a good idea what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on in the future of my videos. If I say any updates, guarantee it's going to be in VinzTalk. That's how the flow of these videos go. And most of you, I know you don't watch them. I know you don't watch them because you care about the reads more. And y'all kids, you don't care about me. Which I don't blame you because most of the time, yes, who would watch these videos anyways? I don't know, the ones that should actually care about if I'm alive. Hello? The one that is reading. Hello? Hey, I'm alive. Hey, I'm a real person. I'm a real person, people. I'm a real person with a real dishwasher. My dishwasher is throwing facts right now. You hear that? Okay, anyways, let's get into gaming news because I need to chill. So pretty much in gaming, a lot of people are talking about the whole Metroid Prime remaster goodness. And I actually dig it, which I did not play the remastered. I'm right now, the games I'm playing right now, there's this game called Post Mouse, which is on PC. There's this other game called Metroid, it's not Metroid, I'm sorry. There was some other golfing game that I played on Switch, and then Metroid Prime on the GameCube, which I actually am replaying, and it is pretty good. I feel like I could have played the remastered because I heard the controls are better and the graphics fitting well, but at the same time, I'm like, no, let me play the original. Let me play the OG source, okay? So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been playing. And I can see how Metroid Prime Remastered, at least I'm mirroring it in a ways where I'm just like, just thinking of myself playing the remastered, but I'm not. I can see how this is one of the best kind of like FPS games out there. I can see how this is somewhat head-to-head with Halo. I got a lot of Halo vibes, and I never play Halo other than watching Halo gameplay itself. Listen, I'm not an Xbox person. I never was an Xbox person. So if you ever hear me talking about Game Pass or, Xbox games like freaking like Gears of War or Halo, it ain't happening because I did not grow up with Xbox. Okay. Xbox is like a whole freaking, it's so foreign to me where I'm just like, yeah, Xbox. Yeah, I heard about that place. Never been there, but I heard about it. It's like, being in a country where you never heard about. It's like talking about Brazil, but I never been to Brazil. So I'm like, oh, yeah, Brazil. I know that. Yeah, Pele. Monkey Luffy. That kind of deal. But Metroid Prime, it's a good game. It's really, the puzzles, the scanning, the info, like, especially for me, that I'm into. Like, that's the same thing with Skyrim. The reasons why I love Skyrim, because there's a lot of things to read. The same thing with the Metroid Prime. There's a lot of things to read, and also it's the same, kind of vibe I get when I played Mass Effect 3, which had a lot of material to read, some of the tablets or whatever. And for Metroid Prime, you read a lot of like different like information about the monsters, the places, and the different areas. You go to different areas. Oh, it's such a good game. Let me tell you. But Also, another news in gaming, Blizzard is banning their remote workforce, so I don't know what that's about. I don't know what's up with huge big tech nowadays. I feel like a lot of these, different big techs are just like not having the best of times with their employees. I feel bad for the employees. Either they're getting fired or they're actually having to have an inconvenient time actually working for these big techs. It maybe has to do with inflation or something. I don't know. And also, I heard Multiverses is banning, or not banning. Multiverses is canceling because the whole live service gaming industry is, going downhill. People were even worried about Final Fantasy, the RPG Final Fantasy. I forget which one. It's either 14 or 15. I'm not a Final Fantasy person. Okay, let me just be honest. I don't know Final who, but yeah, I heard that one's like closing or something. I could be wrong because that's one of the biggest RPGs, online JRPGs, or any RPGs out there, whatever genre you may call it, is slowly coming to its in. Like, I'm surprised that Lost Ark is not in that, circle or something of like how it's in the chopping block. I mean, also when I remember Fall Guys somewhat being in the list, like the same way that Throwdown City or Apex, and people were like, what? No, 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 no. Like, Fall Guys cannot. Which I understand, this Fall Guys is somewhat head to head up there with Fortnite, but at the same time, live services are not quotable out there in terms of like audience or people just grasping them, and it's slowly coming down to cancellation or whatever. There could be some place where I could call into why it's actually ending, why live service games are slowly dying down. But for what I know, it's that's kind of like a usual thing, especially seeing that a lot more often with mobile games. Mobile games have a lot of games that are just like closing down, shutting down, and live services like Multiverses, it's starting to see its fate. And that's kind of sad, for some games, especially how these games are not, like where are they gonna go if live service games are gone? They rely a lot on the online aspect about it, but if that online aspect is gone, then where they go? You know what I mean? Anyways, moving on. DKoldies, if anyone know that. I said that funny, right? Dick Oldies. Oh my god. DKoldies, not Dick Oldies, but yeah, a bunch of Dick Oldies are actually doing, going at it. Not really, but from what I heard, DKoldies versus, Review Tech USA, a channel that I'm kind of like here and there for in somewhat, but it's a cool channel. I like his way of critical thinking. And he is wanting to do like an interview or something to explain DKoldies ish, because the thing about retro gaming markets, DKoldies is one of the biggest out there. It's the GameStop of like retro gaming. When you want to buy a retro game, if you don't want to emulate, and if you want to actually get a GameCube, an Xbox, the original Xbox, you go to DKoldies. And a lot of those consoles are getting called out for not being refurbished, not working, being dirty, and just a whole bunch of ugliness going on with the company. And, they're getting exposed for it. Rightfully so, because right now, it's either here or there, it's going to happen. Is it going to happen or not? That DKoldies is going to do, an explanation about this once he does a video with Review Tech USA to explain all of this so that people can actually trust him, because that's the way to trust. Okay, listen, if I was DKoldies and if my systems were not refurbished, like if I was his shoes in his business, which I have no background at all for what he does, so I wouldn't know, but I probably wouldn't understand why a lot of these systems in his shop are not refurbished. They're not fixed. But if I was, then yes, of course, I would actually go into some of these, of course, Review Tech USA and explain it. Maybe make a freaking video explain it. Because if only you would just be clean on your shoes and just instead of calling everyone oh, they're all haters, just hate on me or something like that. Listen, you have to take responsibility for the systems that you have and something. If you send systems, for example, say you're Amazon, you send me, I asked for toilet paper. I asked for 6 packs of toilet paper, and you give me one toilet empty freaking toilet bin. Like there's something about that where it's not right. It's like it's like you're saying like, the whole hate thing, like saying you hate. It's almost like you're saying hate to many of these customers that paid. Let me tell you, in retro games, they're expensive nowadays, especially when it comes down to either refurbish or not. Imagine $3,000 you spend because you bought a bunch of retro game consoles, like NES. And you probably have a Switch in there somewhere for future consoles, future generations. But that's besides the point. Any consoles itself, it's going over the $100 line, over the $1,000 line, easily. And you send us money, and where does, do they actually, do they get their money back because they're not satisfied? Like, what is the process of this? I feel like it's the right choice to actually, and if it's not happening, if they, DKoldies is really screwing up, or then making these viral videos of him actually just being like, oh, we were just gonna send our package. Ooh, you got, since you got film, you get a free 3DS, something like that. But what is the real background behind all of this? Is it really a scam or not? You gotta actually be open up to most of these people that are exposing you. If I got exposed, which will never happen most of the time because I'm a very honest person. I'm very blunt about a lot of things I say sometimes. I even got canceled for a lot of things I say. But if I was, getting caught in something, listen, I would actually, talk about it. I'm like, what y'all calling me out for? Like, what's going on here? Why is this guy beefing with me? Like, yeah, I'll be real. If there's like a video like Vince, dark side of him, fall from grace, or something like, the falling of Vince Ryder, I would talk about it. I would actually look into that video and talk about it, even though it's not good for my mental health. But I'm just like, okay, why is this guy making a video about me? What did I do? Did I freaking hurt his feelings? Okay, did I hurt his fui? Huh? Like, what was up with that? Listen, ain't nobody gonna take me out when it comes down to making videos about exposing me or whatever, or for whatever I do. Listen, I would apologize. I would do something about that. Okay? I did something about many of the comments that be like, oh, you gotta talk less or something. You gotta stop making less, stop making this kind of joke or make less jokes. Listen, I take that into consideration because this is my channel. I want you to actually be part of this channel. And if I'm doing something that ain't right, then let me know. It's simple. Oh my God, it's simple. Okay, the most convenient way you can ever have it at all. Instead of exposing me for something I didn't do, a lot of times I always wonder about that with DKoldies. Is he having that same balance? Listen, and we are two different people. Could he be hiding something that we don't know? Could he when is he really gonna be open up? Oh, this is the truth here and there. Listen. It took a while for Will Smith to actually apologize about what he did at the Oscars. So how can we have the same kind of effect with DKoldies? You know what I mean? So hopefully that happens. Hopefully that interview happens. I'm kind of curious because this whole news about DKoldies, they ain't looking too good. And pretty much any more updates here. I really want to record more for Vince Gaming, which is going to bring a lot of, I got to figure that out. But yeah, Vince Gaming is coming back strong. I'm including, I really want to check out, these Otome games on the Switch. I'm very excited for that. There's going to be some Otome games that I'm just like, yeah, just some stuff that I want to actually put in the channel. And also, of course, with some stuff in mobile, even though I'm not a fan of recording anything from mobile. I'm also going to do that as well in terms of but I need to fix my OBS and actually get that prepared. Everything at this point, it's counted for for the times that I have for it. I'm going to make the best out of it. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm coming back to Vince Gaming. And also play some actual freaking games. Not just the dating stuff that you guys are into. But I'm actually thinking of actually really playing that, some new games from the Nintendo Direct. And some PC games that I found that are pretty cool. Like Post Mouse. I'm going to review that. And Vince Gaming is a series where it's either review or gameplay. So it's either one of both of those. Okay, I try to do a gameplay. I try to ask you guys. I got 0 comments. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a first impressions of whatever gameplay I have. Unless someone asks for hey, you should do another part. You know what I mean? So, and also, yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, animation news wise, I'm kind of in the middle of this anime called Utena, Revolutionary Girl. I'm trying to do a retro series of different retro animes. I did that with Neon Genesis Evangelion. And yeah, I'm doing some others soon in the future, okay? Especially for One Piece. I guess you would count that as retro. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. That was it for this Vince Talk. More news coming soon if I have available time to record it. And yeah, new home. And listen, there's got to be some challenges for me to record videos here. But nothing stops the Vince, okay? Especially when I was living in my other house. Nothing stopped me from recording, okay? Because I'm always out here actually giving you content the way I want to give you. One love and a peace.